Hi, this is Terry Lee, and I have my camera at this crazy angle that I don't normally use because we're going to do something different. Okay, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to reproduce the cover on my book of firsts. Some of you have seen the flip through on this. This cover looks like old leather in my opinion. You can see it. I'm sorry, my camera's super close right now. And I did this with paper towels. So I saw a tutorial online and I thought, all right, I'll give it a try. I never made a book before. And so of course I made a great big fat one, the very first one I ever made. And so that's it. It's called my book of firsts because the first time I ever made anything, most of the stuff are tutorials from Pam from Paper Outpost. Her tutorials are good for beginners. Anyway, I put them in this book. So, setting this aside, what I'm going to do today is I'm making a bee book for a friend of mine, and I took the sari silk that she sent me, and I don't know if you can see or not that it's a different color than the original that she sent me. There's the original. And what I did was I sprayed it with my famous homemade ink with the gold paint in it because I figured bees, golden color would be good. But the thing I didn't realize is how well the sparkle or the shine from the metallic gold paint in it would work on the sari silk. I know for sure you can't see it on camera, but it is so shiny and gold, and it turned out so well, and I'm very, very pleased. Now, the reason this is still in one piece, even though it's the closure, is I'm going to glue it on, of course, before I start doing the cover, unless I wanted to do it on the inside and cover it with the paper, which I don't. I want to do it on the outside, and I've already kind of measured, and I want to do it before I cut it. And the reason I want to do it that way is, for me, that's one of the easiest ways for me to put it on straight. So I'm going to glue it on. Don't worry if this doesn't work, or if the cover doesn't work, then I can always make another cover. So I'm going to glue it on, and I can make more of this silk as well. She sent me a whole bunch. I'm going to glue it on. I need to thin my Fabrifix out, or Fabri-Tac, whichever one it is I'm using. Oh, and this is, since we're going to be using Mod Podge and paper towel, the surface that this cover is sitting on is actually, it's one of those oven paper things that you can put in there to keep all your drips and stuff from going. And okay, so then I'm going to roll this over, and of course I need enough room to tie it, so there's all that. And then I'm going to glue this side on, and you see now I've got that big loop, and I'll just cut that loop in half when I'm done gluing it. This is just me. I don't think I've seen many people do it this way, but this way works for me. Not on everything, but it just seemed like it would work well for this. Especially since it's for someone else. I don't want the I think I'm going to do a little bit wider area of glue. And I'm going to put you on pause for a second because I just realized I'm really going to have to wait for this to dry before I do anything else with it. And I want to make sure that it's fairly flat when it does dry. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to keep adding glue and then wait for it to dry and adding glue and waiting for it to dry and all that with you guys. So I'm going to put you on pause, and when we come back, then the Sari silk will be all glued on. Okay, you know what I realized is I do need the silk to go from under the paper from the inside, because otherwise how am I going to wrap the edge around on the outside? So that was just the fact that I have only done this once before, and my silk ties around the outside of my book. Now also, on another side note, the inside of this book is also made the same way. So it didn't matter to me, I'm trying to make sure I get it under there, it didn't matter to me that you could see the overlap fairly well, because I wanted it to look old and kind of funky. And so that worked out all right for me. Now on this book, there's going to be paper on the inside, and I want it to look a little bit nicer, and hence the term experiment. But I wanted it to be nicer because it wasn't just for me and some kind of a thing, right? So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, this paper towel is larger than the cardboard underneath. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, and I'm going to wait, because the paper towel has a tendency to move, and so I'm going to wait until I've got it stuck down, and then of course I'm going to cut the corners curved, and I'm going to cut the edges. Now I'm going to have to be careful, I believe, and cut the edges super duper straight. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're just going to see how it goes. Now you do have to Mod Podge it twice. You don't have to put Mod Podge down on the cardboard, because it soaks through the paper towel the first time. Ooh, and you have to have your Mod Podge bottle unstuck. There we go. Now I shake mine up. It doesn't seem like it's going to do it. It's probably why the lid was stuck. Because I usually just use the lid as like a palette. So let's start putting it down. This is a different paper towel than I used before. Let me try. It's also a different cardboard. Let me see if I do need to put some down first. This is a softer brush. You don't really want a stiff brush to do this. This is also a really cheap brush from Amazon, and as you can see, it looks like I might have a little bit of a bristle issue going on here. I definitely don't want any kind of bristles that you can see. So what I want is something for the Mod Podge to stick to, and it will stick to itself even if the Mod Podge underneath isn't, you know, soaking wet. This is my theory. Like I said, I'm trying this out, and if it doesn't work, then we won't use the video, will we? You know, you and me, we're in this together. We're always in things together. But I liked this kind of circly pattern because it kind of looked to me like a bee circling around. And it doesn't lay completely flat, no matter what you do. And you do have to fairly slather it on. I don't know if it doesn't really seem to be sticking very well. Maybe these are different brand of paper towels. The other ones were just as cheap. Looks like that corner where it was wet, it's sticking a lot better. So I'm gonna turn this around, go back underneath with more. Yeah. Maybe this cardboard is just too shiny. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to rough it up a little bit. I'm thinking out loud so that way, in case you guys are doing things and it doesn't work for you, but you just saw it work for me. Yeah, that's a lot better. It looks like you need to have a lot more on there. And it's going to have to glue it from both sides. I really don't like this. I don't like it at all. I don't like the wrinkles. The wrinkles were fine in mine, but they're not going to cut it in this one. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Okay, end of video. Okay, crisis may be averted. I went back to the original old paper towels that I had, and apparently these are, it has something to do with the directionality or the make or something of these paper towels, because it seems to be working. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a go and see how it dries. Like I said, I can always make another cover, or I can always use this cover for something else. And the main thing is not for you guys to watch me decoupage a paper towel onto a piece of cardboard. The main thing is when I paint it for the color. So now that it appears to be working, I'm going to go ahead and pause you again and pretend like I didn't say video over. And so I just go on, and you get the bottom fairly enough to kind of stick it down, and then you come back and you go over the top of it. Then you're going to have to let it dry, and then you're going to have to come back and do it again. Now you can see I'm leaving the edges not done because I want to be able to trim it and make it very neat on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to put you back on stop instead of pause this time, so that I can finish this, and then we will come back and I will show you my attempt at trimming the paper towel, and then we will mix the color, and then we will paint it. Okay, I'm back. This is Terry Lee, and we, in the first part, had started out by decoupaging the paper towel on the front, and as you can see, it didn't cover the gray of the cardboard, and so I got upset and I said bad words, which is bad, and then I thought, well, okay, I'll paint it and then I'll see what it looks like then, because I'm waiting on my honeycomb stencil from Amazon, which is supposed to be here any minute, and I am going to be putting on stenciling on with ink some honeycomb, you know, little sections and stuff around, and then so this is what I've decided to do. This is different than what I was going to do. And then I'm just going to put this on here with the honeycombs. And then I have these really big bees. And so I'm going to try to make them 3D by, you know, folding them up. I've already inked them. There's a bee on the back. Oh, got to trim that one. I thought I had them all trimmed. Well, see, 2 out of 3 is not bad. Anyway, so I'm just telling you my plan, and then I'm going to tell you about the really good thing that happened. So I'm thinking about the color, and I had lemon yellow, which, let me show you the signatures. The signatures are done. This is for the inner cover, and I'm going to make a hidden pocket on the front and the back with these pieces. And then I have these pieces. I'm going to fussy cut this out and make a tuck, and this is printed on both sides, and so I'll tell you about that in a minute. Plus I've got some more, and now I realize I didn't need as many as I printed out. Anyhow, these are the signatures. They're all ready to go. There's some different papers in here, and I don't want to unclip this because there's like a waterfall page in there, and I don't want the centerpiece unaligning. So anyway, so these are the colors is what I'm trying to get at, and I don't really see lemon yellow in there. I mean, there's a little bit of brighter yellow, but it's definitely not lemon yellow. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? I used to take some acrylic classes. Okay, I watched most of them, and I did about 4 paintings. Anyway, I thought, well, okay, I'll mix white with it, and then that will make kind of a gold color. But then I realized this is such a bright yellow, no matter how much white I added, it was not going to be this color. So then I thought, okay, I'll add white to it, and then I'll add a little bit of burnt umber to it. No, burnt sienna, which is the lighter of the two. There's burnt umber and burnt sienna. It's a little bit of the burnt sienna to it, and then that'll kind of brown it, gold it up. I ditched that plan because I remembered the metallic gold that I had added to the spray. I thought, well, this is gold, that matches that. And what if I matched it with the sari silk by making it gold, metallic gold? Because if you're going to go, you got to go big. So that's what I decided to do, and I did some test stuff. So on the inside, check it out. I think it turned out really well. The only problem is it doesn't cover the gray either. So what I did was I had used medical cloth tape to do the binding for the spine, and the paint stuck really well on that. So I thought, okay, because remember, we're going to have a paper covering on the inside. Then, and this is the paper towel. You didn't see that part. I was able to cut it and make nice corners. And so when I tested the gold paint, it worked really well on the tape, but it didn't work very well at all on the cardboard. And all I need is an edge, right? Because there's going to be a paper. So what I did, in my infinite wisdom, it popped into my head was, well, just put tape around the edges so that you can paint it. So that's what I did. I don't know. Sometimes my brain, it surprises even me. And it worked. It worked really well. So let me show you real quick. Got the gold. I got the gold. It's very shiny gold. Metallic gold. Looks like a little pile of metallic gold poop. Anyway, so I got my brush. The one I did the Mod Podge with. I cleaned it really well, really quick. Okay, and so look how easily that goes on, especially if I quote-unquote load the brush by putting it on both sides. Then I can go like this, and remember, I'm on my stuff that I can just wash off, so it doesn't matter how crazy I get, and I'm not going to have you watch me do this whole thing, but I want you to see how easily that covers the tape. And then I've got the inside pictures for the front and the back. Let me take one off here, get rid of my hair. So once this goes in, and I have to trim it just a little bit, it's too big, all you'll see is this little bit of gold around, and you'll see that little bit of gold once I sew the signatures in. So my friend was going to send me some material, and then she's really busy, and so because she works a full-time job and I don't, and because I'm disabled. I'm going to quit saying that. You guys know that already. Let me put this inside the signatures so I don't lose those papers. So, Oz, get out of my way. My dog is on my feet. So anyway, let me get all of the paint out of here. I'm going to use all this up. And so what I'm going to do is I will show you when I do the front. Hopefully that will work and I won't have to say this is the end of the video because I'm mad because things are not working. Yes, I will admit I did get mad. I didn't get mad at you guys. Don't feel bad. You didn't do anything wrong. It was me. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it was an experiment. And I'm telling you, when you first begin, don't just throw something away because it doesn't work the first time. Keep it. You might be able to use it for something else. You might be able to recover it. You might be able to, I don't know, make it funky or, you know, steampunk or, you know, something. And so I'm going to go with painting this whole cover gold and then putting a paper on the back, which I haven't picked out yet. So that's my plan. And I'm going to finish doing that. And then we'll come back and I'll have trimmed the papers a little bit. And then I'll glue the papers in. You guys can see me do that. I will have the cover painted gold. You don't really need to watch me paint. Sorry about that if there was noise. My arm got caught in the mic cord. And then we'll, because I just love trying stuff out whether it works or not in front of you guys. Then when the stencil gets here, I'll come back and we'll try out the stencil, and then we will put the cover piece or the title and the bees on and see how it looks. For some reason, oh, this is the bee I decided not to use. Get away here, bee. Get away. Because these are all inked and ready to go. There's 3. I figured 3 is more than enough. Okay, so that's the update. This is going to be the beginning of video 2. And then there'll be another part of video 2. And we may get it finished. I'm not going to sew in the signatures or any of that. This video was just to show you how a certain way that you could do the covers. Now I could just do another coat of paper towel as well and decoupage it on here with Mod Podge, and it would probably cover the gray. But I'm just not wild about trying to attach something to the way the texture came out. I will probably, since I'm going to paint this, I might Mod Podge this in my matte Mod Podge so that it has a little bit of a sheen itself. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that. And then, so we'll come back and everything will be painted. We will put the paper on the back. We'll put the papers on the inside. And, oh, yeah, and then we'll decorate the front. And then we will call it a cover. Okay? All right, you guys, I'll see you in a minute when I get done with all the rest of this painting. Painting, 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 and Mod Podging. All right, I'll see you in the next part. Bye.